Good afternoon folks, and welcome to Monday's episode of Adam's Eats. How are we doing? I hope you're well. Hope you had a nice weekend. Now today I'm going to make for you probably the simplest dessert you're ever going to make, and that's my 3-ingredient lemon posset. And you might be thinking, what the posset is a posset? Alright, it's kind of changed over the years. It used to be a medieval drink which consisted of milk sweetened with sugar, and then it was curdled with either wine, beer, or like a citrus fruit. I know, sounds delicious. And it was usually drunk after a nice big heavy meal, lots of game, lots of bread, lots of meat, cheeses and all that kind of thing. And sometimes before bed as well. But recently it's kind of had a bit of a revamp, been modernised, brought into the 21st century, and now it's almost like a set custard type thing, a bit like a panna cotta almost. Now this recipe is absolutely perfect for the novice cook, or if you're not very confident in the kitchen but you want to make something that looks impressive, tastes nice, and it's not going to stress you out in the kitchen. So that's what we're going to make today folks, again following the usual drill. If you hit that pause button, make a list of those ingredients and we'll go and get started. Right, the first thing we're going to do is turn our hob onto low, put our saucepan on the heat, add our double cream, also your sugar, then whisk that through, and then gently bring this to the boil, not too aggressively because you're going to split the cream, but just gently bring it to the boil until all that sugar has dissolved. It should take about 2, maybe 3 minutes. And once the cream and sugar has come to a boil, just take it off the heat and then pour the whole mixture through a sieve into a jug. Try not to splash it everywhere. And then grate in the zest of your lemon. Then cut your lemon in half and then add the juice as well. Try to catch the pips if you can. One's just fallen in, but that's just me not being patient enough. Please try and get the pips out because you don't want to chomp on one of those when it's done. Give that a good old whisk up and then just simply divide this mixture between 2 suitable vessels. I'm using a couple of whiskey tumblers here, but use something else if you want. Now this mixture will make 2 possets, as you can see, but this will scale up absolutely no problem at all. So if you've got more people, then just make a larger batch. Right, so these possets need to go in the fridge now for about 2 hours, or overnight if you want, until that cream is set nice and firm. Okay, so our possets have now had about 2 hours, they're nice and set. Now you can eat these as they are, they're perfectly fine, but I'm just going to add a few toppings to mine. I'm just going to go in for some blueberries. I'm just going to scatter in a few on the top. I'm going to go in for some raspberries as well. And then finally, for a bit of crunch, I'm going in with some crushed ginger biscuits. Right, there we are. That is my 3-ingredient lemon posset with a few optional extras on the top. Really, really simple. I think the hardest part is just waiting for the cream to set. But you can do them in the morning for that night, or if you've got a party perhaps the next day, you can do them the day before. They keep really well. What I will suggest is if you're making them for the next day, just cover the tops with cling film because that just stops the skin forming on the top of the cream. Right, here we are then. 3-ingredient lemon posset. Let's have a taste. You can really smell that lemon, it's really intense. That tastes like you've put way more effort into it than what you actually have. You serve that to your friends and they're going to think you're a master chef. And I won't tell them if you don't. It's creamy, got that nice zip of the lemon just running right through it. And then just enough sweetness. It's not too sweet because you can overpower these kinds of things if you add too much sugar. But this is just a nice balance. It's refreshing, it's light, and we'll just finish off a meal nicely. And of course, like all my recipes, it's got absolutely no calories in it whatsoever. Well, there we are guys, that is my 3-ingredient lemon posset. Really simple, I hope you'll agree. What's really brilliant about this recipe as well is because it's so simple, you're not going to stress yourself out in the kitchen. If you've got a big enough meal to make as it is and you're worrying about that, you're trying to boil veg and roast meat and do all this kind of stuff, you've not got it in the back of your mind that, oh God, I've got to make this flipping cake and all this massive dessert. All right, you could do them in the morning, leave them all day, and then when you're ready to serve to your guests, you can just top them with the fruit and biscuit or whatever it is you're using, and they're not going to know how much effort you put into it. Like, it looks $1 million, tastes $1 million, right? I won't tell them if you don't. Well, that's it for today folks. Again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Again, stick around at the end because there'll be some links to some other videos. Tune in next time for more tasty fun and frolics. Thanks again for watching and bye for now.